What's going on, guys? It's your boy Coach Kane, back again with another Red Pill Talks in the Super Sport. Now look, today I'm going to be talking about our children, right? Who is actually raising our kids? Are we raising our kids? How much influence does a man have in his own household? Does he have any influence at all? We live in a society where single mom homes are praised, and actually at this point I'm convinced that they are it's like motivated to society motivates women to be single moms, like it's a good thing for children not to have dads at all. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, right? Back in the day, uh men used to make enough money from one job to buy a house, support their entire family, wife, kids, all that, work his 9 to 5, have the weekends off, and everything is fucking amazing. The American dream, right? Nowadays, uh, one man off a regular job, at a factory, warehouse, or whatever, he's driving around, just off one job, right? The average man cannot afford a house. Better yet, barely making it to actually provide for a family. You know what I mean? He can provide for a family off of a regular job, but as far as anything extra, there has to be some type of overtime involved, maybe a second job for a period of time that's involved, or whatever, just to make, experiences happen for his family. Okay. What happens most of the time in society is both sides will work. The man will work, the woman will work, right? And the kids either have a babysitter, um, daycare, extra after school activities, or whatever, right? These kids, if you just look at the big picture from the outside, right? And parents really listen to what I'm about to say. Look at the picture from the outside, because there's this like sense of entitlement and I don't even know what the word is, right? To say, yeah, I'm raising my kids right. I'm doing what I do to raise my kids. I'm raising my kids not how my parents raised me or whatever. But are we actually raising our kids? Okay, with all that time being taken up, if a woman's working and a man is working, what are the kids doing? You got to think, those hours that you're working, you're not raising your kids. Straight facts. You're not raising your kids at all. You're not instilling any principles or values or your beliefs in your children. The schools are, the daycares are, fucking YouTube is, right? There's other people that they look up to, actually look up to, versus you as a parent, right? We can get into that further into the video, but there's other influences, entities that they look up to versus you, the actual parents. You see what I'm saying? So that really comes down to is, as a man, you got to make enough money somewhere to be able to, for your girlfriend, wife, or whatever, to be able to stay at home and raise your kids. Along with that, you have to find a woman who is willing to fall into your frame and believe the beliefs that you believe and the values that you have, so that way she can instill those beliefs also into her children, y'all's children, right? And on top of that, you as a man have to create these beliefs and values and principles that you have set for yourself that she can even walk into and accept. And then on top of that, there's like layers to this shit, bro. On top of that, she has to not be easily influenced by the outside influences, whether it's her friends. She has a job, which I don't, uh, you know, recommend, because a man should be making enough money to provide for his family. But these outside influences, go into her world, and now she's kind of going against what you're saying and your beliefs that are set in place to hopefully for the greater good and for your family to actually prosper in society. She's going against all these, right? You have all these potential risks, right? And it comes down to one thing. You have to make enough money to allow this life to happen for you, right? How do you do that? Like I said, I'm on the journey myself to make it happen, to make enough money as possible so one, I can even spend, have more time with the kids that I have, to be able to teach them my lessons and my values and my beliefs, and to have it to where, the mother of your kids is not working, so that way she can instill your beliefs into the offspring. Does that make sense to any of you? Now, I don't want anybody to watch this video and think to themselves, everything he's saying is wrong, right? Because half the time, those people do not even have kids. None. It be the people with no kids that tell you how to raise your kids, right? It be the people with grown kids who are, maybe fucked up or whatever. They're going to tell you how to raise your kids, right? Oh, I forgot to throw in grandparents also. So it's like schools, technology, grandparents who are, you know, beyond the whole raising kids phase, raising your children also. So let me tell you like a little story, right? Because my mom swears that there was like raising involved, right? I don't have too many memories. Like I have family memories, right? Like things that we did as a family. But as far as like being raised with like certain values and morals and principles, there's certain things that my parents have said. They're divorced, by the way. My parents have said on each side that kind of stuck with me. But at the same time, as far as like being raised and like giving me actual life lessons to learn from, I don't remember too many, right? Growing up, it was my mom came down to Texas with just me, and she was going to other places or whatever until she met my brother's dad. But from what she tells me, it's more she had to go to work. I was with my grandparents, or a babysitter, or one of my aunts, and then I would see her after work. So like all the whole period of time where she was at work, like she's not actually raising me. You know what I mean? And then she got with my brother's dad, and she continues to work, and he's also working. So there's like babysitters involved in that 10 hours of time that I'm not seeing my parents. Do you get what I'm saying? So like who's actually raising? So like there was a babysitter who was Republican. She instilled like Christian beliefs in, me and my brother or whatever. And my mom was like very, democratic and liberal, and kind of, on this progressive feminist side. She was a woman who owned, a business, She didn't work for anybody. She owned a business. There are pluses to it. So it's like the beliefs that I have now, right? She'll tell me things and wonder why I believe what I believe and say things like, I didn't raise you that way. But it's like, was there actually any raising? Yes, there was raising to a certain extent, but as far as, instilling values and principles into my mind for the greater good, um, there's, not too many. And these are just facts. There might be people in the family who might, go against this. How could you say that? Because whatever, because it's all like clown world stuff that's going on in people's minds, even people close to me. Like, how could you say that, bro? Like, I can look back on my life, all these 28 years, and realize, who actually raised me. Like the most. You know what I mean? So, kind of look at how you were raised, right? Who actually raised you? Who actually instilled, the beliefs and values in your mind? And then look at your kids and ask yourself, am I actually raising my kids? Is there any discipline? Is there any morals, values, beliefs of my own? Do you have any values, beliefs of your own for the greater good to even teach your children? Ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions now, because the children are the future of society. And the way it's looking now, it's all types of fucked up, bro. All types of fucked. And my son asked me uh, the other weekend. We were, driving back I was picking them up from their moms. It's a whole other fuck situation. Picking them up from their moms, and I was put on music, and I usually don't listen to rap music anymore around them. I listen to kid friendly music, right? They don't need to be brainwashed with all this bullshit about shooting and nigga this and nigga that, all that type of shit, bro. Robbing, ski mask and shiesties, all that bullshit into my kids' minds, bro. It doesn't need to happen. You know what I mean? Because their mind is like a sponge. They just take it in and they think it's fucking cool, and it's not. And then they grow up trying to be somebody that they're not, for the worst of society. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine my son in a fucking shiesty, bro. The fucking shiesty. I know I fucked up. If my son is asking for a shiesty mask or pulls up in a shiesty mask, I know I fucked up. Fuck, I don't have that much longer to record. But he asked me, hey, can we listen to King Von? Fuck no. Fuck no, we can't listen to King Von. I asked my daughter, who does she like to listen to? Cardi B. Fuck no, bro. Fuck no. Peep the signs, bro. Peep the signs on what's being created into your children's minds, because it can hurt them in the long run, and it can hurt society, and they hurt themselves in society when you're not actually creating your own values, your own beliefs, your own morals, your own disciplines, and then instilling those into your children. There's a whole lot of lazy parenting going on. Every time I see my son, every time I see my daughter, I remind them that they have no other option but to be great. No other option but to work hard, to be disciplined, to be focused. Parents, if you're listening to this, please, we all have to do better for the future, for their future. No more slipping up.